Boys, welcome back. My mic was muted, of course. I can't have a single fucking stream about a little bit of stuff happening. Also, I just noticed that my headphones have a pretty fucking disgusting scent right now. I need to clean them out as certain stage. Definitely. Oh no, Flamewall, no way! That's the first Flamewall reference here, Gorilla. Thank you so much for letting us know about the Flamewall reference that we definitely need to be aware of, because we definitely don't know anything about Flamewall. Boys, anyway, welcome back to today's stream. I hope everyone's having a great day on Sunday. Depending on where you're at, could be the early morning for you.
His pussy out on stream again.
This is
Here comes a new challenger!
Welcome in, how's it going? Welcome in PJ, welcome in M, welcome in Gorilla, welcome in Kaboom as well. How's everyone doing? If I missed a name or anything like that, let me know. I think it should be okay. I think we should be live on everything. Yes, we should be okay here in that regard. At least I hope so. Yes, we are correctly okay for everything.
Here comes a new challenger!
Welcome in everyone, welcome in every new challenger. Boys, today we're going to do something a little bit different as per usual. We're going to be doing a programming stream, something that I have been kind of, I wouldn't say dreading, but something I wanted to do
Here
for...
comes a new challenger!
Wow, here comes a new challenge, no fucking way, guys. Well, PJ, Gorilla, M, and Illimus, all new challenges, ain't no fucking way. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, is what I meant to say. We're gonna go back to like the whole programming stream thing in just a bit, at least that's what I hope.
Here comes a new challenger.
No, that's not the right... Oh, okay, yeah, close enough there, Gorilla. How's it going, by the way, Illimus? How? Oh yeah, before I forget, of course, yeah, Kaboom, you mentioned beforehand that you were back. How was the wedding, by the way? I hope you had a nice remaining part of the wedding. It sounded like you had a good time, and I hope your mom also got the wishes that I gave to her. Platonically speaking, of course. Thank you again, Gorilla, at the beginning of the stream for moaning. Very, very important. And PJ, I hope you're feeling a little bit better as well today. At least I hope so. Yes, I am as well, even though we do like to yap quite a bit. But regardless, boys, we are back again from the new streaming room. We moved here not last Tuesday, but last week's Tuesday. So we have a dedicated stream room now instead of streaming like a mad hobo from the attic. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of updates though, regardless. Like, let's say, I still think I'm going to flip my desk around from where it is over here and move it to this corner over here. So there is a window with blinds over here. I might put it over here, which basically means that we have a nice angle towards the rest of the room, which also allows me to showcase my other PC, similar to what we have in the past, where we also had Subway Surfers, for example, and all other kinds of hijinks in the background. So that might be something that we're going to be looking forward to as well. Bro, I puked through my nose last night. I don't know how to respond to that, PJ. I hope you're feeling better though, regardless. Did you have food poisoning by any chance? No, not me, Illimus, not me. I was talking about Kaboom, who mentioned yesterday that they were at a wedding, which was the reason why they couldn't... Let me just quickly grab some water, because I feel like my brain is already... No, not my brain, but I'm not used to yapping as much as I yap because of the distance from streaming and likes. Interesting. Magic Swings, welcome over into the YouTube chat. How is it going? Welcome in. Sounds like pain. It did sound like pain. I had food poisoning myself at the beginning of what was it called again? At the beginning of this year. Yeah, I think I had food poisoning on New Year's Eve, which was, I think, due to some cheese that I ate, which wasn't great, guys. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. I had a very, very, very unpleasant beginning of the year. It kind of. You know, I wouldn't say reminiscent, but like, let's say prophetic with the way that the rainy part of the year went. Although that's kind of a lie, because I did have quite a few good moments here and there, but there are also, you know, given the current in-between jobs state that I find myself in, kind of. Pianatiles asking, are you a bot? No, I am a real boy, guys. I'm a real boy. At least I think I am. I mean, my nose isn't growing, I think. No, I can assure you I am not a bot. It's something I do want, also like a project that I do want to work on for a upcoming programming stream, potentially. I don't know, today will be a little bit experimental. I haven't done a programming stream ever, for that matter. I mean, the closest that we got to was last year when we did the Twitch Plays Pokemon segment over, well, a couple of streams and the likes. But I never really highlighted any of the code that I used for the Twitch Plays Pokemon segment, so it could be potentially the case that this might be a new chapter of the streams, potentially. Who knows? I don't know yet. All I know is that this is something that I actually kind of wanted to do already over 2 years ago at this stage. I think in August of 2023, when I was homesick with COVID, I decided to do a little bit of recording on the side. I was working on my first project, which is actually kind of coupled to the Secret Hehe Redemption, which I still haven't really worked on, for that matter. But that might be a nice segue into potentially a new chapter, or maybe like a sub-arc or something like that, but it will be interesting. I already have been called Dollar Store Dug at a certain stage in one of my streams before, so potentially we might be going into somewhat of like a chaotic programming, chaotic vibes content in the future. Who knows? I think I like Dog quite a bit, or his content. I mean Dog as well. I think that sounds weird. So it's going to be interesting to see where we're going to be moving on for the next part of, well, I guess the remaining part of this year, and also the remaining part of today's stream as well. Hey chat, welcome in to my chat programming. Yes, so we're going to be doing a programming stream here in a bit. I'm going to be yapping here as per usual, and then afterwards we're going to get into the bread and butter of today. For anyone who is wondering what we're going to be programming, I have a script already ready, because I was actually setting up quite a few things before today to make sure that everything is kind of going smooth-ish. I already have a script that basically reads all chat messages over on Twitch, and the idea, which has been mentioned like a couple of weeks ago, or a couple months ago, is that we're going to feed all those messages that we receive into a TTS service, so text-to-speech service. First, sequentially, so every message will be followed over and over again with a different message again and again. And then once we're done with that, with the sequential part, then I'm going to parallelize it, which basically means that we're going to have quite a few different TTS voice clips playing at the same moment. So it's going to be scuffed as well. Now that I think about it loud, I don't think we're going to be able to make it in today's stream, but it will be pretty fun to work on that a little bit here for today. That's all I'm going to say. Dear Lord, no, Elibus, don't worry. Listen, for anyone who might be hungover, or anyone who's dealing with, like, let's say, sensory issues, today's stream will go perfectly fine. Nothing chaotic will happen or something along those lines. So it's going to be very interesting to see how today is going to go as well. Potentially. Doug not working with scam says, yeah, I checked it out beforehand, but the Duck Redemption is still broken. Or like I see it in my sound alerts dashboard, but it's just not playing on my side anymore. It's the only redemption which apparently is no longer playing, but it had also changed a little bit with, like, let's say, the music in the back, so I have to do a little bit of programming on the sides as well. We're probably going to be able to fix it at a certain stage. It's great it's because you put TTS bot. Yeah. We are going to do something related to TTS, basically. He isn't bot, he is AI. Yeah, guys, I am definitely a real Hugh man. Definitely. Welcome in back, Ryan Howers. Assad, welcome in as well. Sue, I am not a Ronaldo fan, but yes, welcome in regardless. So moving on from being Mr. Beast to being Dug. Yeah, how about this? We're gonna position ourselves as a fourth element. Dug will be the final part of the square of content. So we have Mr. Beast first, then we had Queso. Yeah, actually, I think it was Queso first, and afterwards Mr. Beast. Kenobi was first. So Kenobi, Mr. Beast, Queso, and then now Dog. And somewhere in the middle of that square of content creators / figures, you can find myself, kind of. So we're going to program a game that allows us to play solitaire multiplayer. Is that related to a certain game called... Nerds? Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. PJ. Welcome in, Cheeto. How's it going? Welcome in, the Veil Guy. Welcome into YouTube chat as well. Yes, we are also multi-streaming this at the same time to YouTube. I'm not entirely sure how well this will work on the vertical stream, for that matter, but I mean, we'll figure something out eventually. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. It's called the Tim diagram. Exactly. I mean, yeah. Well, the diagram that gave birth to me, essentially. Secret Head Redemption, finally, yes. Eventually, we're going to be able to make it work. Although, technically speaking, the Secret Head Redemption is not there to be really used. It was more of like a stand-in for the actual TTS bot that we've been using for the past 2 years at this stage. But it'll be interesting how that will be changed up. I think Nani should be playing here, but is Nani broken as well? Oh, no. I feel like some of my redemptions might be slightly broken. I don't know what it is. It's not my fault. I did not change anything of my OBS settings. It is related to sound alerts, apparently. So mods, can we get a quick refund for that previous redemption over on Twitch? Amino still works though. I don't know why Amino still works, but Nani is broken nowadays. Really, really strange. I don't know nothing of the source as well. Looking like the screamer of Wage War. What the fuck is Wage War? I've never heard of that before. Blue Shell also works. I don't know why it's certain redemptions not working. So Nani and the Duck redemptions are broken somehow. Real strange as well. Strange. A real hue man. Red, yeah, red. I also got this new sweater, which is kind of red-ish. Actually, on the camera, it looks a little bit more, like, let's say, contrasty or red. More huey as well. Interesting how that works. Anyway, welcome in, boys. Let's go ahead and do this for today. I am clapping with my hands a little bit. I feel like I'm doing this when I'm nervous. So if you catch me clapping my hands like this, or clasping my hands like this, just be aware that it's because I'm nervous. I mean, yesterday I was a little bit nervous because we were, well, I mean, granted, we were just doing Geometry Dash, but it was the first time in a long time since we actually moved something significantly with, like, let's say, the stream setup that we have over here. So basically today will be also very experimental. I think for the remaining part of this year, I want to embrace a little bit more experimental content for that matter, or more streams that are a little bit more, I wouldn't say difficult, but a little bit more different from the usual bread and butter GD and other gaming content that we've had in the past couple of months, for that matter. Because I feel like, especially after I came back from my July holiday, that I've been playing it kind of safe in terms of, like, let's say, the games that we've been playing or the streams that we've been doing. Granted, it was also a lot of fun, but I also feel like I want to push my boundaries slightly in certain ways. Look, Lincoln Playhouse, welcome into YouTube as well. Welcome, what is going on, baby? To get more people in the live stream, you need to play something, okay? I mean, I'm not going to be playing something here today. Usually I do stream video games, but today we're going to be doing something completely different, which is also what the title also on Twitch and on YouTube suggests. So today will be, again, as I said beforehand, very, very experimental. Could be the case that it's a success, could be the case that it's not a success whatsoever. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Twitch-based Pokemon last year, which was, I mean, I feel like the first stream was a success, but then afterwards it kind of petered out because I didn't really do, well, I wasn't really consistent with it and the likes. I do want to do Twitch-based Pokemon at a certain stage again on this channel, potentially in the future, but for the time being, that is still something that has been shelved for the time being. Hey, Jay, welcome in. Speaking of a programmer, I was actually thinking about whether this would be of your interest. Yes, we're going to be doing a programming stream here in a bit. I'm looking forward to also getting a lot of backseat gaming from programmers who might be way more well-versed in what we're going to be doing than I actually know. It's going to be very interesting. That's not a typo, right? Wait, did I make a typo? I said programming stream, right? Wait, let me just quickly check here before I forget. Yeah, no, it is we're going to do a programming stream here today in just a couple of minutes. I am just doing the standard yapping at the beginning of the stream as per usual. Unhinged Doorknob, welcome into YouTube. Speaking of the devil, you look like Obi-Wan if he took a desk job. Fuck, I just realized with a specific filter, this can look a little bit more like Jedi robes, brown Jedi robes. Fuck. God damn it, dude. Okay, I guess I called myself, you know, I was yapping about it beforehand, so interesting how it works out. Interesting. Do you know what 6-7 is? Yes, I know the fucking 6-7 meme or the 6-7 bit that we've already heard about many times in the streams. Those who know, mangoes plus mustard. Ha ha ha. But yeah, always the same fucking bit over and over again. Yes. Tommy, welcome back into YouTube. How's it going? Welcome in. Do you know? Yeah, exactly. I know about it. I have been using it a couple times as well, but for me, you know, I'm too unk to really appreciate the 6-7 nature for the matter. But, you know, fair enough. I've already seen it spammed quite a few times in my streams as well. I still don't. I think the deal with 6-7 is it just means absolutely nothing. It's just a funny or two funny numbers related to a couple of internet memes. Okay, I'm beginning to show my fucking age over here, but it doesn't matter. With a baby emote, basically. Yeah, I feel like the people who use 6-7 unironically in chat are definitely of the younger variety in comparison to what I'm used to at times. So basically, it's a emoji stream. Basically. Well, is 6 afraid of 7 because 7 is a registered 6 offender? It works in both ways there, Jay. Interesting. Welcome over there from China. I cannot read your Chinese name there, unfortunately. I mean, I know a couple of kanji, but I don't know how to pronounce your full name. I think, what was it, the second character is pronounced Z or something? Z? Maybe not, who knows. Welcome in regardless. First time I think that we had someone from China over for that matter. Interesting how it works out. Very interesting. Oh, shit, sorry, I made a mistake here. No, should be okay. I think that's basically the whole point of it, right, PJ? That, you know, 6-7 just means absolutely Chinese kanji. Okay, no, the Chinese characters and kanji, because I had some Japanese classes quite a few years ago. That's basically what I was referring to. It means ducks eat bananas. Interesting. A very, very odd choice of a line or a word, a sentence. Interesting. How does that work? I mean, okay, so fair enough. Great pronouncing. Interesting. I forgot, it's been too long. I had how was I back then? I think like 18, 19 years old. I had a class of classical Chinese. Don't ask me why, but we had to study a couple of Chinese characters and likes, and that's one of the reasons. Like that specific, the second character from the Chinese name over here in YouTube chat, we had to see that over and over again because it means child, if I remember correctly. And you also see it over in Japan quite a few times as well. Oh,
Gonna eat this Indian food that just arrived. Have fun pro gaming, Timbo. Also obligatory, YouTube is inferior.
No, guys. Everyone is equal. YouTube and Twitch are exactly equal. We are all friends around here, right, gamers? But you must enjoy your Indian food, and hopefully we'll see each other later. But again, I'm not doing pro gaming. I'm just doing it just programming streaming, guys. Does it make sense? It's gonna work, boys. It's gonna work. It's gonna work, I think. Oh, Jay, I missed your message here before. You want me to work on a Sunday for free? Nah, fam. Nah, it's not exactly, you know, you work. I mean, kind of like a code reviewer. We'll see how things are going to go. It might work, it might not work. I'm kind of curious to see how things are going to go here today. We'll see how everything will progress in just a little bit here. We'll see. We'll see exactly. All right, boys. I think I already yapped on for too long. I need to conserve my brain momentum and my brain energy because I feel like I already messed up a little bit at the beginning. Close to the aura there, Gorilla, but yes, exactly. No, boys, I'm gonna go ahead and do one quick thing here over on Twitch, which is update the stream title. I forgot to put that behind a button press, so let me do this manually real quick. Sometimes English words are difficult to pronounce, even though I've been speaking English for so very long. There we go. We're going into a category that we have never gone in to begin with, which is software and game development. Interesting how it works out. I'm kind of curious to see how today is going to go. Again, as I said, it could be very experimental. It could also go completely wrong. It's probably going to go very wrong. And I have to, before today, I had to explain something to Julie regarding mathematics, and it's difficult to sometimes explain let's say complex concepts in a easy fashion. Well, I mean, I'm known to be a yapper and the likes, but there's a difference between yapping and actually trying to explain something to someone who doesn't know that much about a certain topic that we're going to be presenting here as well. It'll be interesting how it works out. Pro tip for programming stream, if you're doing a Twitch connection, be careful to not show your browser or leak the token somehow. No, I managed to avoid that. Or right now, I do have the token readily available. It's currently in a file. Which is read in at the start of the script, and afterwards it's not being printed out because I remember I had that at the beginning, but everything should be fine in that regard. Hopefully, who knows? We'll see how things will progress as well. Say as much meme words as you can in 1 minute. I mean, skibbity. Do kids say skibbity nowadays? Still at this point, I feel like skibbity has no longer been used in such a long time. I feel like skibbity is so 2023, 2024 as well. Goon Max, you'll get views. No, guys, I'm not gonna go Goon. We're also playing GD here tonight. Well, I don't know why Goon. Well, I mean, Gooning and GD is related because of Goon at 80%. Anyway, well, we're gonna yeah, that doesn't matter. I think it should work, or at least well, no, never mind. Okay, boys, let me focus. We are in the correct category, I think, at this stage. We are. Boys, be ready with us because it's the first time that we're doing this. It could be the case that, yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and start with today's stream. I think I am going to change my music in the background from my regular playlist to instead move over to lo-fi hip-hop music. So like this, for example, just to have a little bit more of a chill vibe, because this is also like the music I tend to listen to when I, well, still have my job. Interesting how it worked out. So normally speaking, we can get into a little bit of a flow. If anyone has a better suggestion for brain music or something like that, let me know. But for the time being, we're going to use this for the time being. I think. Anyway, I'm going to have to switch my scenes over here. It's been a while since we did this. Actually, I made a new scene for this whole purpose. So there we go. Programming scene. There we go. I also need to quickly switch my input source over here. There you go. Why do I have a paint window open? Well, very, very simple, because I want to quickly explain what it is that I'm trying to do here today. To give a little bit more of an overview as to what exactly it is that I want to feasibly accomplish here today as well. So it'll be interesting to see how today's stream will go. Can I play GD? I'm not going to play GD tonight, guys. I also do other stuff next to GD. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to live with this for today's stream. GD probably next weekend again. Normally speaking, on Wednesday, I'm going also back to... What was the game called again? To Clair Obscur. Continuing with that playthrough, and then I'll probably on next Sunday we're going to do another GD stream and the likes. Nah, I'm also not doing that, guys. I mean, I don't have Roblox installed anyway at this stage. Boys, anyway, so what I have in plan for today's stream is relatively... That was a really weird way of pronouncing that. Where is my mouse? Okay, there we go. I have something already laid out over here in my, or at least my Visual Studio Code is ready to begin programming. I think this should be relatively visible. If not, I can also zoom in slightly. I'm going to have to quickly switch my scenes over here. There you go. In the vertical aspect. So, I have a paint window open because I want to quickly explain what it is again, what I want to feasibly accomplish here. So basically what we have is we have our beautiful, beautiful, well, depending on who you ask, we have Twitch as a website that we are going to be, well, not necessarily directly accessing, kind of in a certain way. What we're doing is we are going to be listening to the audio, not the audio message, what am I talking about? We're listening to the messages being sent in Twitch chat. So over here, so chat, message, like this. That's a very weird way of writing this. And basically, we're going to feed this into my Python script over here. I already have something working quite nicely. I had to rewrite certain parts because I was setting up a new part earlier today. We're going from a fresh install, which was not necessarily the best way of doing that. Much stress at the beginning of today's stream, or before I was setting up everything and the likes, but hopefully, you know, we'll get somewhere here today. So the Python script that we have is already ready. So I'm going to add a nice little green arrow over here, like that. It's already kind of ready. Basically what happens is it gets a feed of chat messages being posted, and it filters the specific message out of that. And what I want to use with that specific chat message over there is I want to feed this over to a different Python script, or just a different module. In that case. Currently, I'm going to do it very, very simple by separating everything into multiple scripts which are running separately from one another. Makes it easier for me to not have to deal with any connection issues or anything like that. So the Python script over here will basically make use of some sort of a TTS module. I already worked with that, I think with 11 Labs or something like that. Another part as well, from what I remember, is that 11app is quite expensive. So I asked ChatGPT earlier today if there is a different module that I can actually use for this particular purpose. Which I think from my research before I went live here today is that, you know, the TTS voices that Brian, for example, uses. TTS Brian and also TTS Gerentz and also Emma, I believe, all use Amazon Polly or something along those lines. So that will be a new challenge for us to speak to that specific backend, I guess, to then get the audio files or like the necessary audio data to play out on our screens. And once we are done with this Python script, we might have to eventually separate this into different instances or something along those lines. How am I going to do this actually? Because I didn't actually think about this. How would we approach this part? Because right now, the way that I have it in mind is all of the TTS messages will be kind of in a fashion played out sequentially. But if I want to have everything separately, then I will have to do a little bit of load balancing or something along those lines, which might be slightly difficult to implement. Although we could do something that I think I've already worked with that in a while ago. Potentially, I think we can set something up like a Flask server or something like that. I think maybe. Already overthinking it. Classic, yeah, kind of. I just want to think how I might want to approach this. I mean, sequentially won't be the issue. I think has a free tier as well that we can use. Hopefully, or at least that's the intent, or that's what I want to work with here today. So, what did I prepare already for this? I have a specific script. Over here, I mean, something that I worked with, I think for the Twitch Plays Pokemon playthrough, which looks very, 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 very broken and very, very bad, all things considered. I mean, it works, don't get me wrong, but it was a very, very unclean way of implementing everything by making use of, I think it was the IRC backend of Twitch, using any of the, what was it called again? The documentation that Twitch provides in terms of dealing with IRC connections regarding your Twitch channel when someone is live. So basically what you have to do is open a WebSocket. The WebSocket then sends a couple of messages over to those to the endpoints, and then once you are joined, basically what you can do is send messages over into that specific channel. The problem is, when I was setting up earlier today, I had the issue that instead of dealing with what was it called again? I forgot my train of thought already. Oh yeah. So I was dealing with a Python 2 project without me knowing it necessarily. But when I was setting up everything on this PC that I'm using right now for programming, I had nothing set up, so I had to move everything to Python 3 all of a sudden, which made it a little bit more problematic as well. Tigax, welcome in as well. I am new here. Welcome in. We are doing a little bit of programming over here. Let me go back to my train of thought over here before I forget. So because of that, there were certain elements that I could not use in this particular script with something along the lines of, I think, Signal. It wasn't Signal. It was something over here with... Actually, I already updated this a while ago. So basically, it was a way that the WebSocket was going to be running forever with a dispatch, but it wasn't working correctly. It was problematic and the likes. But I had to quickly ask ChatGPT to do a little bit of vibe coding and to update my script from, from Python 2 to Python 3. And have something working relatively okay. I also have this little code over here to play a little bit of audio in a bit, which I will highlight as to how that will work as well, but we'll see how things will progress. Landor with the I Love Femboys? No, it doesn't work yet, guys. It doesn't work yet. We're not there yet. We're not there at the specific stage that I want to be at. Previous messages lie? I'm sure of that, Landor. Sure. Surprised you didn't find library for Twitch connection instead of WebSocketing yourself. Yeah, I did. When was this? I think last year in March I worked on this for the first time. Looking at the documentation, I of course can use just a wrapper which does everything for me. The problem with that was I wanted to know what was the architecture behind everything, just knowing how to deal with those connections and setting it up for myself. Kind of reinventing the wheel in a certain way, but also just experimenting a little bit and knowing what is actually feasible with a simple, or quote-unquote simple Python script to do something a little bit more complex for the matter. Because I'm well aware that, you know, a wrapper could probably fix all this in 5 seconds instead. But it's always a nice way to figure out how, especially like the Twitch backend, for example, works as, you know, a platform that I've been working with quite some time in the past, couple of years. So I have a weird line of code over here with Pygame. Basically what I wanted to do, I was already thinking about the TTS aspect of the whole project with playing out, what was it called again, MP3 files. The problem was I was doing everything through the Windows subsystem for Linux, which then had a little bit of a problem playing out some audio. So that's why I currently have both a WSL and a command prompt open, or terminal open here, because basically I think the file descriptor or anything with the audio system was not working correctly when I was trying to play it out like that. And because of that, I had to separate it into 2 different applications regardless, but we'll get to that in a bit. So now, this current line of code over here with the import Pygame at the top to the pass over here is that I have a very, very simple sample file playing. Close enough there, landlord. Not that specific audio, but just a sec, because I mean I want to make sure that people are able to hear this in just a couple of seconds. Just go to the beer shop, yes. And I'm going to disappear. Ow! I'm fucking dead. Basically, if I play or start the script up over here.
Examplefiles.org. Sample file.
Hell yeah. Okay, at the very least we know that our audio playout is working correctly through a Python script, which was something that I was worried about slightly, especially because when we use, I think, a TTS module such as 11 Labs or even Amazon Poly, you get everything in MP3 samples or bytes, which allow us to easily play this out to, well, through something like Pygame, or I think Simple Audio also worked, but because I was working with WSL with my virtual environment there, everything was kind of tits up as well. Depends on the service too. Twitch is okay. Discord is a pain if you do it yourself. Yeah, I remember that I was working on a Discord server, a Discord project, or bot somewhere in 2019. It's already been some years at this stage. But I remember also kind of breaking my brain cells over how to address everything. Because there is a wrapper that allows you to do or make a bot relatively simple, but having to do the manual connection thing, everything manually, is a pain in the ass from what I remember. Because I remember that Bobby Bbot, I think, Jay, was... Yeah, you also had a couple bots that you made for that previous, or like our old Discord server with Adaptus and the others. I think we've also had something with Markov chains, if I remember correctly, of weird things being said or based on the information that we had in every message that was posted. I think it rings a bell. I think that was also 2018, 2019, maybe even 2020. Time is fucking flying by, man. We're almost at 2026 as well, man. What is going on today? Interesting. Anyway, so this code over here with the audio is for later down the line, because we don't need to have that audio right now. What we have instead already written down is a very, very jank way of doing all of this, because it's not exactly perfect. I had to, before today, quickly do the port over from Python 2 to Python 3. Which also did not, something that with async and await, I haven't really done that much async code to begin with. So, however, if I run this particular line of code here through my actual thing that I want to use, so Python async listener.py, what is going to happen is it's going to first over here try to connect to the WebSocket endpoint of, what was it called again, of Twitch. Then it's going to send the access token that we were talking about beforehand. It's going to send our nickname, which channel to join, the big boy channel. I forgot to rename this, but this is basically just my channel over here as well. I don't remember why I called it that specifically. And then afterwards, once we have joined the specific channel, which is going to be our channel, we're going to send a message over in chat through the script called "Wow, I didn't know this was RC, guys." Kappa. So if I press enter over here, normally speaking, there we go. I just typed a message over in my own chat, not through a web browser, not through the Twitch app, but through my own script like that, which was, I think, something that I also experimented with initially, which was definitely like a let's say not hobo, but a caveman discovering fire type of impression that we had way back when. Brain Saga, welcome into the stream. How's it going? Welcome. We are about to continue with this whole part. Oh yeah, and also one important thing is every time, I believe I've already set it up correctly, every time we get a new message or someone sends a message over in Twitch chat, so I'm going to quickly check this for myself here, just to make sure that this works correctly. So if I just type in something like, oh, that's the wrong keyboard. If I type in test, then I should also, if you can see it on the terminal window over here, I get a received message with everything related to, like, let's say the name, which channel we're talking about. We also have one from PJ over here, boo. And also at the end, the most important part, which is the message payload. And it's this message payload that we're going to be using as our feed for a TTS server as well. There you go. Landlord also asking something. Also, me just filling in my mod application for this channel or a different channel. What are you talking about? Interesting. So, boys, with that in mind, I think I forgot to port over or copy over the code that specifically filters our message payload from the message that we see over here at the bottom. I think can you guys see this correctly, or do I have to zoom in a little bit more? I think you can see it relatively okay, right, if I take a look over at the stream preview myself. Just a sec. Yeah, it looks relatively okay. It's maybe on the lower side, but I might have to switch it around just a teeny tiny bit. Interesting. A different channel, I don't think your application should open. I think I should actually probably open that up at a certain stage if I remember correctly. I think I mentioned it a while ago, but I completely forgot to act upon that as well, as per usual. It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. Anyway, so with that in mind, we have the code that allows us to filter messages from Twitch at the very least. I think I have some line of code around here. Well, it's not exactly code, it's just, you know, shitty Python code, I suppose. Same idea. I think... Where did I have this again? We have this whole thing over here, which does the parsing. Some interesting way of, I think, splitting every message, getting everything out of there, and then sending it over to a different application, which I think I just did with an HTTP request, from what I remember, which was a little bit of a jank way of also updating that. But hey, for Twitch-based Pokemon, for example, that worked really, really well, all things considered. At least I hope so. Sounds welcome in. PX3LL, welcome into the YouTube chat as well. How's it going? We are indeed doing a little bit of a programming stream. It's a little bit different from the usual content, for that matter. But just hang back and let's see where we're going to end up here tonight. Alright, let's see how things will happen here. Hey, Flowerframe, welcome in. Oh.
Hello Tim, guess what?
TTS message?
Egg fried rice and fried chicken in light batter lemon sauce with an appetizer of beef-filled boiled dumplings and prawn crackers. Oh yummy yum yum, I eat now.
That sounds amazing. Enjoy the food at Flowerflame. I had a Domino's pizza before I went live earlier today because Julie and I was working here in this room on the computer trying to make everything, or like get everything to work. But Julie was then also studying it, and then at 5 p.m. we realized, like, oh shit, who's going to do the cooking? Who's going to make food? And then I realized, like, nah, fuck it, let's go ahead and just immediately just order something because we're lazy as fuck. You just finished your Domino's pizza? Let's go, landlord. Let's go. Interesting. I actually do like Domino's quite a bit over the last couple of years. Like, there was a period in my life where my dad never wanted to get Domino's, for example, because he really hates, I think, the dough of Domino's. Could that be the reason why? I think it was because of the dough, but I feel like Domino's dough is pretty sweet and does have quite a bit of sugar. But I mean, granted, any pizza is not exactly good for everything. It is what it is. Oh yeah, one thing I also forgot to do here, interesting that we can see this as well. So if people send something like emotes, it's just received as messages like this, which is going to be fucking a pain in the ass once we have to translate that over into a TTS message as well. So the same thing with PJ over here with the I'm spiraling message. Interesting how it works out. I think also what we need to do is once we receive a ping, I think we need to send a pong back, but the connection is not complaining about this right now. But I think normally speaking, I had already implemented that at a certain stage over here. Yes, I am going to change this. So we have ping. Yeah, okay, we're going to do this instead. Just a sec, boys. I'm going to quickly copy over a piece of my code over here and then just send this back instantly. So we've got a response. The response will be like this. So basically what happens is, because of the way that is that correct? I need to pay attention to what I say, because it might be the case that I am explaining things in the wrong fashion as well. I love how we now also get this huge emote over on your side there, PJ. But then in our terminal window, we receive this as a cat sitting very comfortable around a campfire with its friends. Good to hear. We also get butler messages. Good to see. Interesting how it works out. Interesting for that matter. So, anyway, what I was trying to say is, The way that the script works is kind of outdated. Nowadays, you should use something called event sub for Twitch. At the very least, you have the connection or to receive text messages from a channel, from what I remember. I have to re-look at the documentation because it has been a while. Give me that Tim of booty, fuck. Tim, how much do you pay your butler? It's nice how I got chat messages over here as well. The thing is, the butler is not an AI, it's just a script, or it's a bot. It doesn't have feelings. I'm sorry to say this, boys. It doesn't have any feelings. So I also don't have to pay my butler.
How are you? I am under the water.
There, landlord.
Please help me. Here too much raining.
There you
Let's
go.
stretch, bitches!
Thank you for the posture check. No, I was talking about the bot. I was not talking about the mods there, PJ. I played with Minecraft. I played with my friend Minecraft today, and I hope it was fun. Sense. I also want to go back to some Minecraft in a bit. It's been a while actually since we did Minecraft. I have a name idea. I have a name idea. See, I don't like YouTube live chat. It's so limited. I do agree with that. We don't have any channel points or something like that. I was thinking of making an extension that will work as a chat, and user can log in through their Google account, and it will work as a normal live chat feature. Yeah, exactly, like channel points or something like that, right? But all to make chat more interactive with the YouTuber, I have no idea about the limitations of the extensions or if this is even possible. I have not had any experience with the YouTube backend or any of the YouTube platform for developing a script like that, but I do feel that that is something that YouTube might definitely benefit from as well. Because basically, the only thing that YouTube really has is chatting and polling as a functionality, but no channel redemptions or something like that. And if you want to have something like TTS over in YouTube, you have to do either a paid service or go off through Twitch, which, I mean, I guess you could also do it over there, but most of the time it's a paid service as well. That's Secret of Head Redemption. We also get that one as well, right? I have 77 to 100 on Artificial Ascent. Also, have you seen the Blade of Justice thing I sent? No, I haven't seen it yet. I have... sorry, guys. I haven't really checked out my Discord in a couple of days, so I do have to update that or check that in a bit. Anyway, so what I wanted to quickly go back to is a little bit of an outdated system over here. Every time we receive a ping, according to the standard, we have to respond with sending a Pong message, which is what we do over here. So basically what I want to do, or it's like I want to quickly implement that over here. I don't know exactly who invented this whole idea of the ping pong system. I mean, ping is something that you use quite a few times if you work with networking or with programming or something like that. If you want to reach a device, you send a ping over to said device. Most people have probably heard of that at a certain stage. It's just that the Pong is something very, very specific to this type of standard that we're using right now, the WebSocket standard in this particular case. Or it was the WebSocket standard or the RSC standard, I can't remember. To me, number one target for AI. What do you mean number one target for AI? What the fuck is that supposed to be, Sans? No, Brace, I saw your message before about the extension.
Don't make me ping your Pong.
I will ping your Pong so hard there, Flower Flame. Anyway, so Brain Saga, I did see your message before because I do agree that an extension for YouTube would definitely help, where it would allow people to have a little more of an interactive experience, because nowadays Twitch does have the upper hand in that regard, but YouTube is kind of lagging behind slightly with not having any channel points. Although they did add I think the feature where you get a ranking based on how much you've watched the stream or interacted with the stream, but it's not the same as you have on Twitch with channel points, for example. It is what it is. I'm going to check it out right now, Landlord, because I usually do things like that at the end of the streams or at the beginning of the streams if I remember. So don't worry about it. Anyway, going back to where we were talking about here. So sending a Pong message through the WebSocket over here. What I basically want to do now is I have the response. I also had a specific line of code over here that dealt with splitting everything up. So we get it back over into...
Don't make me pong your ping.
Sure. I mean, basically that's the way how it goes. You ping, you get a pong back, or if you get ponged, you have to have had a ping before. I think that's how it works. I might forget a couple of things here and there, potentially. Just a teeny tiny bit. Just a teeny tiny bit. Anyway, what is this again? I think I did something on... Wait, this code allows us to reply to all messages? That's something else completely. I think this is the message that I had beforehand, or this is line of code before. Yeah, because it's this particular syntax over here that I want, and I'm interested in the final part behind the last colon, I believe. It's the last colon, right? So I think we did it with this particular fashion, which is splitting it like this. If it's split in 3, then we remove this part. I think that's how we did it. I might have to do a little bit of copy pasting just to see if we actually get the right thing working or not. Just bear with us, boys, because it could be the case that this doesn't work as intended. But we'll see how things will progress here. Anything else? So to do shit with this. What I want to do here is I have this part over here, which just basically takes what we get from the response, which is what we already print over here. Oh, we already disconnected apparently. Interesting. Why did that? Oh yeah, because it didn't pong as well. I think that's what happens. I think that's what happens. Hey, Paul, welcome in. I'm so glad that I don't understand anything that I see. good, I guess, Paul. Sure. I mean, listen, it's something that might be completely foreign to most people. I don't know how to. Maybe I should probably focus on that in the future. To potentially do like a programming stream where we build everything up from the ground up, because this is probably like already kind of advanced for most. It's very advanced already at this stage now that I think about this out loud. It's fun to probably like follow this slightly, I hope. The problem is I do have to be, or try to be as coherent as possible, which is not always a given, basically. Hey Thomas, welcome in. Twitch to speech. Yes, so let me go back to the graph or the chart that I made earlier today. At the beginning of the stream. So what we have over here is the design document for this application. What we're doing is we have a script that takes in all the Twitch messages over here. In chat, I will highlight this again in a bit. It will filter out the chat messages, which we already kind of have working. What we then do...
This is why I chose game art over game development. Too many sweats.
In hindsight, I probably should have gone for game art as well, instead of, game development. But game art and game development are very, very different. And I also think I would have struggled quite a bit with game art back then. Anyway, back to the drawing board. We get the Twitch message, or the chat message, which is posted in the Twitch chat. We get it in our Python script, and then we're going to send this over to a different Python script, which is connected to some TTS module. The TTS module will then play it out for us. So the idea or the intent for today is, once we have this working, we should have a system that plays out every single chat message sequentially. So if you have kappa this, kappa that, 2 different chat messages, they will be played out sequentially. And then eventually what I want to do is I want to paralyze it so everything can be played out instantly at the same time, which is insane. Tim Dog, basically dollar store dog is what we're dealing with here today, boys. Something along those lines. Python is my favorite coding language. Interesting, trash kind of Colin, because I used to dislike the Python, but then I found my love for it back in 2019 when I had to do a uni project, which was I think related to image detection or something like that. It was kind of confusing and kind of difficult to do, but it was also a lot of fun in hindsight. I chose IT as a subject for school, and so far I don't understand a thing here. Oh shit. I mean, okay, listen, Python is not exactly extremely difficult if you already know programming. Maybe, okay, so this is going to be sounding like gibberish for most people as well. Today's stream is what I'm just now realizing. Fuck, it is what it is. It is what it is, boys. You're not Timbology, you're a smart Timbology TV. Sure, close enough there, Sans. I work with my hand, I come home dirty, and I don't think. I mean, listen, that's also a whole art in and of itself. Sometimes I do wish I were a little bit more handy or a little bit more hands-on with, for example, doing stuff in the house or fixing stuff, because I don't know how to fix stuff. Julie knows how to fix stuff with her hands. Sounds dirty. No, what I meant to say is she is one who has a very, very go-get-it attitude with like changing something or fixing something in our household, whereas I always think like, okay, how the fuck are we going to do this? I also always try to approach it through a quote-unquote analytical framework, but it doesn't really work as well. It is what it is. So far, we're pretty much just learning basic C++. Basic C++ is already challenging in and of itself, so Godspeed with you, Thomas. My first line of C++ was written in 2013. We're now over 12 years beyond that point, and I still sometimes struggle with C++. However, I do think that if you learn C++, it definitely sets you up quite nicely for any future challenges in terms of like programming, I think. I don't know, either I just pretend like I do. I mean, that works as well, Paul. I guess that works as well. There, Black, welcome to YouTube as well. How's it going? And boom shakalaka, lovely name. I love JavaScript. I haven't really done that much programming in JavaScript. I think the closest was a couple of uni assignments that we had to do here and there. But it was, I think, also with the Twitch Plays Pokemon thing that I had a presentation that I need to give about it for work. I think I did have a little bit of JavaScript implemented as well at a certain stage, if I remember correctly. I wrote Hello World one time in C++, which is already requires you to write like 6 lines of code. Whereas if you want to write Hello World, okay, boys, we're gonna go back to the basics. If you want to write Hello World in Python, which is like one of the reasons why you should probably work with Python to begin with, let's say hello world.py. If you want to print Hello World to the standard output, just do print like this, Hello World, and then you run this with Python hello world.py. And there we go, we print out Hello World. It's that easy. Whereas with C++, you would have to do something along the lines of, I think it's include IOStream, I believe.
Will you make Minecraft server?
Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. I did talk about this at a certain stage, but not today. It might be fun though. It might be fun to go for some Minecraft multiplayer. Anyway, what I was trying to go for here with, I think with C++ is like this, right? And then you have std cout hello world and then std endline. I think this is the way that you write hello world in C++, if I remember correctly. But I don't have a C++ compiler currently on this PC installed. And for maybe I have, but not right now. It wouldn't work. But the difference between writing something in Python and then comparing it to something in C or C++ is interesting though as well. But
when in future?
I don't know in the future when exactly though, Sans, but I think it might be a nice way to... I mean, I did talk about this before, and I do want to experiment a little bit with different types of things here in this next season of this stream or this channel. So Minecraft multiplayer is definitely on the list of things that I want to do. Similar with like playing some Counter-Strike at a certain stage, maybe some Valorant, maybe do some more just chatting content as well. And also the programming streams, for example, is part of that, for that matter. Anyway, what was I referring to over here? Yeah, so that, I said before that it is actually a lot better or like a lot easier for you to begin with Python, right? But the problem is...
Let's stretch, bitches!
Thank you. Oh, there we go. Like this. Oh, very important sounds. Thank you very much for the posture check. I probably should actually get rid of my redemptions when I'm actually in my yapping territory, because I get distracted and I forgot my train of thought again, as per usual. Interesting.
Print Timbology Balls, timbologyballs.clubstep.
Flowerflame, not like that, bro. I need the STD for some reason. I think if you don't need STD, it might be because you have something like using namespace STD at the top of your file, or something along the names of using STD cout, I believe. One of the two. I think that's what is at the top of your file, which basically means that you can write this kind of code without having to do the STD like that.
Bitches!
God, that sounds okay. Listen, if people are going to what was it called again? If people are going to abuse the hydration and the posture checking, I'm going to have to pause it, because otherwise I cannot focus for the life of me, and we're already on limited time anyway today.
Let's stretch, bitches!
Oh my god, I'm so posture checked right now, guys. Okay, let me just go ahead and quickly... Where the fuck are we? Power up? No. Okay, you guys are walking on thin ice there. You as well, Em. You as well. Everyone's gonna stretch so much. Oh, maybe that should be another stream that we do in the future. A yoga stream. That could also work, potentially. Maybe. The jet just got back. I went on a dog walk. No, okay, sorry. No, this is just poor timing about the whole stretching thing as well. Anyway, so what I was referring to, back to the C++ example and the Python example. So there are benefits, of course.
How are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
I can't wait like this, bro.
Let's stretch, bitches!
That was hydration. Boys, I'm just going to go quickly into my power-ups, and what I'm going to do here is go into the posture check, yes, edits, and we're going to set it so that it can only be redeemed once every single minute. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit too much of a problem, because especially if I need my train of thought here more than anything today. Bro, stretch and hydrate. Yes, boys, it is a yoga stream after all, but we're in the wrong category. Maybe we should actually do a yoga stream potentially. I mean, I can showcase how limber I am as a boomer. Okay, focus him. So, indeed, the SCD is, well, not SCD. Okay, so we're talking about SCD. I think it just stands for standard, if I remember correctly, or one of the other things. STL is standard library, and SCD I think is just standard, if I remember correctly, but might be mistaken in that regard. Anyway, so Python does have its benefits of just being able to write a one-liner. The problem is you don't necessarily know all the intricate details surrounding the details of your operating system, for example, or what environment your application runs in, or what exactly is happening over here with this specific line of code, as well, for the matter. I see your TTS message there, Flowerfin.
STD, hey, sorry, I will let you focus.
No worries, guys, no worries. Okay, boys, focus, because the yapping is getting to my head as well. Okay, boys, let's go back to the beginning. We're going to ignore this for the time being. So, anyway, a quick intermezzo of C++. I'm going back to this message over here. So, the idea was that I wanted to get the message from the... well, when I get a Twitch message over in my channel, I get a huge string of characters, but I'm only interested in the final part, which is the message payload of my... of a message, for the matter. So what we're doing here is, I think from the syntax, from what I remember, every message that arrives is separated by, I believe, two... Wait, is that the case? Let me just quickly check here. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. That's the reason why we're splitting it into 3 parts, and then we're only interested in the final part, if I remember correctly. So I'm gonna quickly check this as well. Just a sec. So let me run the script again. Using a namespace. No, that's the wrong one. Wait, why are we going? No, there we go. Wrong script that we were trying to run here. Center in script. Name message is not defined. What is going on here? Oh, message. Sorry, I have to do response. Let's split. Center. No, wait. Message is not defined. Where the fuck is message? What? Message is not defined. Why is it saying message is not defined? Why is this going wrong? Oh, sorry, response, of course. There we go, I was copy pasting. So one of the things that they also teach you in any programming class, I think, at least I hope so, is that you should always try to avoid copy pasting, because then you get into like this dumb situation where you mess up with just, you know, having a local variable. Well, you don't really have local variables in Python, I guess, but just this variable did not exist or something like that, which caused my script to not work as well here. Interesting. What are we doing here? Any context, Discord bots? So basically, for any of the newcomers over in chat, what I want to do here, or I wanted to quickly showcase this, I have a script here which already listens to every message in my Twitch chat, then does filtering, normally speaking, and what we want to do is we want to feed the message of a Twitch chatter to a TTS bot or a TTS service such as 11 Labs or Amazon Poly, to then play out that message on our side or on the computer. And the idea or the hope is that we can eventually then also parallelize it so that we get pure chaos, so that if we have multiple or many messages being typed at the same moment, then all of a sudden, if I remember correctly, yeah, then we should have just pure chaos as well. Something along those lines. According to more bots in chat, are you using Sanity again? Yeah, kind of Sanity a little bit as per usual, Kirby. I copy paste so much. I mean, you gotta be careful with that. I mean, granted, some of the code that I used for writing the initial foundation of this project was definitely vibe codey with ChatGPT, from what I remember. It's just that you need to also put a critical lens to the code that you've written as well, because there are certain cases that you will get to a point where you don't know what ChatGPT does as well. Interesting how it works out. Anyway, boys, let me try this again. So if I run the scripts, you will see a message being posted over here, and every time we get a Twitch chat message, normally speaking, we should be able to see the message over there as well. At least I hope so. Twitch chat, can we get a message? Hello? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got, thank you, Illimus there. Bimtology has been filtered out from Illimus's message over here. So indeed, our splitting code worked. So basically what we do is we have this huge syntax of the Twitch backend that we receive, which we split based on the colon, which is this line over here, response.split. If the length is 3, which we probably should update as well at a certain stage, we then afterwards... Thank you for the follow there, Osman Pro HD. Welcome into the stream. How's it going? Why does it say my name 4 times? Basically, the message that we receive over here is something that is determined by the standard, or I think the IRC standard that is being used by Twitch in the way that they are dealing with making a channel-based chat, from what I remember. And somehow it works. But it's also really, really strange that you have Lord Illimus, Lord Illimus, Lord Illimus 3 times in the same message being sent over and over again. But I guess it kind of worked. But it's kind of weird at the same time. Really, welcome into YouTube. You were recommended on my YouTube homepage by our almighty holy algorithm. The algorithm taketh, the algorithm giveth. Wanted to stop by and see what's going on. Welcome into this stream. We are doing a little bit of a programming stream. It's the first time we're doing this. It's not going great, guys, because I am having a lot of trouble focusing here at times because, you know, chat messages and TTS messages and my brain just cannot handle a certain stage. Interested in the development going on here? Listen, guys, first time we're doing this, it could be the case that this will work. It could be the case that it will definitely not work either.
How are you? I am under the water. Please help me.
Another way for me to lose my train of thought as per usual. Anyway, boys, let's go back to the beginning over here. So, we have the message payload that has been filtered out. Initially, what I did in the previous version of my script here before that is, with this message over here, I make a, I guess a dictionary, yeah, it was a dictionary that we printed out, but initially what I wanted to do is send this over to a different script through a HTTP post request. Why did I do it like that? I can't exactly remember, because I definitely also used ChatGPT at certain stages to vibe code my way through implementing certain aspects when I was working on the script last year in March, April, and June. So it could be the case that we are getting to certain stages where nothing really makes that much sense as well. The thumbnail is just PTSD. Oh yeah, I forgot. I put the bridge incident thumbnail from a while ago. Yeah. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, boys. Don't worry about it. I mean, okay. For full context, I think like a month or 2 ago, there was a stream where someone had a very, very suspicious username in their, I think it was a YouTube handle, and I pronounced it, and it basically corresponded. So if you know Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, the last name, or his last name, has a certain part which in a certain context can be misconstrued as saying a bad word, and it got caught lacking. That's basically what happened. But now any AI usage, I have used ChatGPT earlier today to just quickly check what would be the best way to use the same voice lines, or not voice lines, sorry, the same TTS Brian, TTS Geraint's voices, and basically recommended me to go with AWS Poly to achieve what I wanted to do in a bit. So see how things are gonna go. Anyway, boys. In a certain context, if you translate it into English, for instance, yeah, that's basically what happened, Illimus. So, and that's why we have that scuffed YouTube thumbnail over there as well. Anyway, getting back to the beginning, because again, I cannot focus. I mean, I can focus, but I, you know, knowing myself, I cannot focus. As per usual. Okay, focus. So, what I wanted to do here is I am going to instead make my way and create a new script as well. I'm going to do this very, very vibe codey, very, very incoherent. It could be the case that there are certain questions being raised or asked. Probably not, like, let's say, the best code being written here today, but it's more about getting results and then afterwards seeing whether or not we want to get this working or not. it work. I'm not going to play Shiver, guys. I already finished Shiver, by the way, a couple of weeks ago. We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. Get Cloud Code on here. CLI now has a script. Interesting, but I'm not going to try to use any AI tools too much today. It's basically discovering things for ourselves here slightly, maybe. Best code I've seen on a Timbolgia Twitch stream. I don't think you've seen me code any time before, though, Ilum. I did finish Shiver, yes. So thank fuck. It was. It did take quite a long time for us to finish it, but hey, finally we did it. Anyway, new file. What I want to do here, boys, is I'm going to make what was this again? TTS. Let's just use something like TTS receiver.py. I'm going to do this in a very, very scuff fashion anyway, but it's going to work, boys. Trust the system in whatever system that might be. I think I had something already written, or the receiver beforehand, because the way that I did it, I think last time was through either a Flask server? I think it was a Flask server, if I remember correctly. If I just quickly take a look over here, was on 5000 with Twitch message like this, which we get then over here. Yeah, the routing was to Twitch message. So I'm just gonna try to do exactly the same thing. Fuck it, boys. We're just gonna do exactly the same thing and see if this works or not. Could be the case that it's going to not work, but at the same time, it might just work. Potentially. Who knows? Anyway, why am I doing it through a HTTP request? I actually can't remember. I think in a previous version, I did use something like 0MQ to do the connection between two of my scripts. But for today, we're just going to do this here for the time being. We'll see if this is going to work. What is Shiver? It's a reference to a Geometry Dash game level, is what I meant to say. I stream quite a bit of Geometry Dash as well. And if I don't stream a GD, people tend to write a little bit in chat and want me to play a certain level. We're not playing a GD as well. At least that's the idea. Hey Jared, welcome back into chat. Thanks for the cheer. What is that? We're doing a programming stream here today. Kind of. There we go. That took a little bit longer than I expected. Okay, I'm gonna focus, boys. I'm gonna try to focus. So, I'm gonna copy this over, even though I said before that you should, on the average, whenever you're coding, you should technically not really do any copy pasting, even though, I mean, it's a bad habit to copy paste, because if you then all of a sudden get into a problem and you don't know what you're dealing with, then, you know, having to debug that can be a pain in the ass if you are not necessarily well versed in what you actually wrote beforehand. So, going back to the initial script here, basically what I have is I have my message that I have filtered out. So we see here at the bottom in my terminal window. So for example, your recent message here was, all chat messages are read out. I should be banned because, you know, I'll end up saying shit them out. Yeah, but the good thing is we do have auto mod over on Twitch, so that should work, I think. Something along those lines. Anyway. Back to the focus. Again, no preface for anyone who might be new here, I have trouble focusing quite a few times, especially when we have so many impulses to deal with as well. Damn, Kappa. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be possible to say any slurs or something like that through this service. Normally speaking, it should not be possible. At least I hope so. Maybe, who knows. Anyway, boys, so we have our message as a dictionary. And what we're going to be doing is I'm going to host a local server here through Flask, which allows me to do some like very, very simple routing, which basically separates my my listener for the Twitch messages and my, what was it called again? Well, I can't explaining this in a concise fashion is very, very difficult. Holy fuck, how the fuck does DugDug do this? I cannot do this for the life of me. Doesn't matter. We're separating my listener part with the TTS part because I don't want my my Twitch listener to get blocked up if there are any messages. The problem with a TTS module is that it is a blocking application or a blocking call when we are translating or at least feeding the text message from someone in chat, for example, to a TTS module, which sometimes takes a couple of seconds depending on how long the message is. So we're bound by file IO, or in this case network IO. And so we want to avoid that, and by separating it into two parts, we don't risk getting completely swamped in that regard. Because Python is not exactly ideal at certain stages, especially with multi-threaded shit. But we're kind of making it work here slightly. If anyone is catching me say weird stuff, by the way, or something that doesn't make any sense in regards to software engineering or development, let me know, by the way, guys, because there might be situations where I kind of forget what I'm saying, or if I need to be fact-checked at a certain stage if things go wrong, potentially. Who knows? Anyway, so before we do that, we have to send a HTTP post request over to my endpoint. We do that through adding headers, and we have our data as, well, the JSON.dumps or dump string of my dictionary here beforehand. So let me quickly showcase how this works, or at least I'm going to try to see if this works. I'm not entirely sure if this will work immediately from the get-go, but wait, how do we do this again? Okay, so let me just move this over to, I think the TTS receiver, right? Yes, I'm going to kind of copy this line over here and just, you know, just you know, kind of vibe code my way through my own code from a while ago. Sort of. So setting up a Flask server like this. It makes sense in just a teeny tiny bit, boys. Just trust the system, whatever system it might be. Like that. And I think then we just have this. Yes. And then I'm just going to set this to pass. Don't worry, guys. It's basically like art. Trust the system, and eventually you will see a beautiful, beautiful painting be drawn in front of you. Maybe. Sorry, you cannot ban the mods, or you cannot ban the Butler account, alas. You can say go live coward though in a bit. Don't worry about it, guys, but not anything else. Actually, no, you can't say anything else, but you cannot say any stories, I think, because Autobot will probably flag the message in question before it is being sent over to everything else. I think so, at least I hope so, potentially. Anyway, so what we're doing here is, hello world, I'm just gonna call this receive message. And do I need to update this? We do get a message here as well, right? Oh, no, we just have to just get JSON. All right, just give me a sec to collect my thoughts because my brain is lacking on that front again. What do we do again here? Because this is the code that I used for the Twitch-based Pokemon thing, where we get the message payload and we convert it into a up, down, left, right arrow message, for example. Because I used this code last year for when we were doing Twitch-based Pokemon over on our stream, which basically converted that specific message of a certain chatter in Twitch chat into a keyboard press, which kind of worked, but at the same time was also kind of buggy from what I remember. I think especially like the S key was kind of broken if I remember correctly, but it was strange, I believe. Yeah, so I think I can just copy this, right? Yeah, because I just do if up in message. What I can instead do is just use the message and just do whatever the fuck we want, basically. I think, huh? Yeah, fuck it. I'll just do. Yeah. Because we filter, or we use the operator over here to filter the message, and then we get that. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just take to make use of that. Okay, there we go. Message, and then I'm just going to go ahead and just quickly print the message as well. So that, and now the only thing that I need to do is basically run the script as well on the side, and then I think we should have it synced up correctly in just a couple seconds. What are the directions for? Basically, we were playing or we're doing a couple of streams of Twitch-based Pokemon. If anyone remembers that, or if you don't remember what that was, or you haven't checked it out, it was a thing from, I think, 2013, where Twitch chat messages were converted into keyboard presses on a certain computer or a certain device which controlled a character in a game, in this case Pokemon. So in this case, if you type up, it would convert into, on a QWERTY keyboard, to W. If you typed down in chat, it would become a S keyboard press. Left A, D, and the likes, and the start would be enter, which would then be fed into a emulator of sorts, which allows you to simulate a Twitch-based Pokemon experience. We kind of did the same thing last year, but we had a relatively successful-ish first stream. But then the subsequent streams, it was kind of difficult to get the engagement high, which resulted in, at certain stages, also just one person controlling the entire experience, which is something I do want to get back to hopefully restart it again and see how far we can get instead, because it was all fun. It was also very, very scuffed at the same time, definitely. All right, boys. So I think with this in mind, let me just quickly check here because what I'm going to do here is through my command window, I'm going to let you be the TTS receiver. I don't have Flask installed yet on this device, so I'm going to quickly install this through pip install. There you go. That should be very, very simple and straightforward. That's the beauty of Python. If you need a module real fast, you just do pip install and the module in question, which allows you to immediately get the program working as well. So now we have my Flask server running. Again, Flask might be a little bit overkill for what we're doing over here, but it's just like the idea that matters as well. And so now if I restart my initial Twitch message thing, because I have now updated with the specific code over here, I will always send a message through my account saying, wow, I didn't know this was IRC, guys, whenever I connect. But now, whenever we get a new specific, what was it called again? If we get a new Twitch message, we in theory should send this over to my other application or my other process running the different Python script, which will allow us to build on that top of that to get the TTS bot working in a certain way in the future, hopefully. Did you handle the directions with democracy? Highest vote is the movement? No. We just basically had full on anarchy from the get-go. But granted, you know, we're still a small channel and likes, so we didn't necessarily have to deal with democracy and likes. It would have been overkill for that matter. I think in like the first stream we had, like, let's say 7 chatters, 8 chatters in total, so it wasn't as chaotic. It also didn't necessarily have to warrant dealing with all of that to begin with. But yeah, and for example, if you had to deal with 50 people, it would be a whole different situation as well. Fuck, okay, so I forgot something. Name requests is not defined. Okay, so I don't have requests in my script. That's this arrow over here, disconnected. Which I think just means that I have to import requests, right? I don't know if I have it installed, but I think it's just part of the standard Python libraries that you have. No, I do have to install it. Okay, let me quickly do that. Pip install requests. It will work in just a couple of seconds, hopefully. Hello. All right, there we go. Again, very, very simple and straightforward for the game to work. Not the game. What am I talking about? Holy fuck, man. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit too much in the part of my brain which deals with gaming as a whole and doing something a little bit more coherent and not as chaotic. Well, I mean, programming can be kind of chaotic at the same time, but having to use different parts of my brain is very, very weird for all that matters. It doesn't matter. Let's see what happens over here. There we go. So we are connected again back to my script. I'm going to just quickly do a cheat over here and write myself something over here. So, test, like that. Name Jason is not defined, fuck, okay. Apparently I don't have Jason. Okay, I need to import Jason as well over here into my script. Because I do have it over here. Do I need to install Jason? I think I should just work out of the box, right? I hope so. No, I think I might just be part of Python for that matter. Yeah, okay, it just works like that. Okay, so now we're connected again. I'm going to quickly type a message over in Twitch chat as well. Hello world. Interesting. Disconnected. HTTP connection pool host 127. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. Caused by new connection error. Yeah, the problem is, so I think the issue might be because I'm running this first script through a WSL, which is a different host, sending it over to 127.0.0.1. Whereas this is my Python script, which is running over on my, well, computer. So I think it could be in terms of, I mean, it is running on the same interface, but it could be that it is being blocked at a certain stage. So that might be the reason why it's not working. Right, let me just quickly check it. Do I have, no, IP? How do we do this again? How do I see my my list? Myself. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this in a different fashion. I'm going to create a new Python. Oh no, that's not a new Python. I'm going to create a new command window. The command prompt. I know that we should not necessarily do this through command prompt, but I mean, I guess it works as well. I mean, I kind of wanted to avoid this. I kind of want to do everything through Linux because it made it easier for me to also post everything to my Git page. But sure, we'll do it like this instead, even though we have Windows, or Git for Windows anyway, so I don't think it really matters too much. So let me quickly check what happens. I think I might have to install a couple of these modules. Yeah, pip install WebSockets. Just give me some time. Alright, try this again. Alright, there we go. So now we're connected again. Okay, and now let me try it one final time, hopefully. Hello world. Alright, there we go. We sent the message, at least I hope we sent the message over to my other script. Okay, what did we get over here? We did get a hello world. Okay, that's good. Okay, hold up. Okay, so we did get something. We got hello world over in my other script. Okay, good. But why is it... What is this? Finance request? Oh yeah, because I think I need to respond to the message that everything went right? Yes, I have to send a return result. Okay, I forgot about that one. Oopsie daisy. So that's the whole idea with also message requests, or especially HTTP requests. You have to send back to the requester that everything went A-okay and nothing went wrong, for example. Something along those lines. I forgot how to use Python, but you can't have file with a list of essential imports so the errors don't error. I know, yeah, I think I have a requirements folder or a text file that I forgot to update a while. No, I did update it just earlier before the stream. The thing of the matter is that I was doing everything through WSL, and then I had to reapply this, and then I had to go back to Windows, and that is kind of one of the reasons why I went into the wrong direction beforehand, because WebSockets, for example, is not yet part of this over here. I was struggling quite a bit when I was setting up everything for today's stream as well, for that matter, so hence the chaos as per usual, even though it's like very, very mild controlled chaos as well, for that matter. Subscribe to you if you eat a pot. No, I'm not going to eat a pot on stream, guys. No. Curious question there. Anyway, let me try this again over here, because now I'm pretty sure that we can get this working correctly, or hopefully if we get another message. So try this, test again. You get a test again message, and over... Thank you, Gorilla, there for the... I didn't know this was IRC, guys. Yep, exactly. But no, indeed, in our Flask server, we do get the messages correctly. So test again, and also the upcoming, or the other message from Gorilla over there. Think about it, I do think when I was still setting up that I was thinking about also sending the user in question who sent the message to begin with, along with it. Especially when we're going to be doing something with the names, or not the names, but with the different voices. But yeah, we'll figure something out eventually. What I am going to be doing here, however, is I'm going to be moving into the next part of today's stream, and that is trying to use a TTS module. For example, I messaged beforehand Amazon Poly could work. Amazon Poly, I think 11 Labs is also a possibility, but 11 Labs has these in, well, high costs for what it does, and I'm just interested in the classic TTS voices, if I remember correctly what we were talking about. Also, before I went live today, I was actually considering making a whole presentation, which actually, in hindsight, probably would have been better to keep track of everything that I wanted to do, or highlight how you can approach this yourself. But the problem is, making a presentation takes a lot of time, and I forgot to do everything correctly. So let's just ignore this for the time being. What I'm instead going to do is I'm going to take a look over at Amazon Poly, because I have no idea how to do this, and I hope there is a Python way of addressing this, or maybe potentially through a GET request or a POST request potentially. I'm pretty sure there might be like some wrapper available that will do this for us. We have to create an AWS account for that, however. Interesting. Amazon Poly is a fully managed service that generates voice on demand, converting any text to an audio stream using deep learning technologies to convert articles, web pages, blah, blah, blah. The reason why I want to use Amazon Poly as well is because I want to have those classic TTS voices, such as the TTS Brian voice that we've heard quite a few times. If you redeem TTS over on Twitch right now in our stream, you will have the same thing playing out as well. Something like that. So the receiver is receiving now for TTS. Exactly. So we are actually kind of... I mean, I had hoped that this would have already worked at the beginning of the stream, but then I made a mistake slightly. So let's see where we're going to end up over here. Probably going to have to just make a new account at a certain stage, but I just want to quickly check. Is there Amazon Poly Python example or something like that? There is some... Okay, hold up. There is some documentation. When in doubt, always try to read the documentation if possible. And then we have to read the documentation, which I don't really want to do necessarily, but I mean, I guess it works. Following code examples show you how to perform actions and implement common scenarios by using the AWS SDK, blah, blah, blah. Python, what the fuck is Bodo 3 even? So Poly actions are code excerpts from larger programs and must be run in context. While actions show you how to call individual service functions, you can see actions in context in the related scenarios. Scenarios are code examples that show you how to accomplish specific tasks by calling multiple functions within a service or combined with other AWS services. Each example includes a link to the complete source code where you can find instructions on how to set up and run the code in context. What the fuck? Okay, I'm not interested in lip sync application. I just want to have a synthesized speech over here potentially. Oh yeah, poly wrapper. Okay. What about over here? No, everything is a poly wrapper apparently. Synthesize. Yeah, text is what we have. We need to have an engine. We need to have a voice and audio format as well. Yeah, if they don't exist, then we're probably gonna fill them up with regular stuff. And how do we address this? Because synthesize is over here. Class poly wrapper. Poly client. We don't have poly client installed. Quickly take a look over at this particular part, right? See synthesize speech. What does this actually return though? Return the audio stream that contains the synthesized speech and a list of visemes that are associated with the speech audio. What the fuck is that word even? Okay. When in doubt, of course, we can always quickly go for some vibe coding, of course, and ask ChatGPT to help us with that as well, potentially. That could always work. Potentially. We'll see how that works. Hey Ivan, welcome in. I haven't seen the pictures from Auschwitz yet over in the Discord. I haven't really checked out the Discord server in a couple of days. Yesterday as well. Today I also didn't check it out. So unfortunately that will be for, well, not unfortunate. Well, unfortunate for you. I will check it out after the stream, probably. So my apologies. Hope you had a great day regardless though, and hope you had a great trip, even though it was Auschwitz. But alright, back to the example over here. Let me just quickly check if there's anything else that we can do or some other example I want to that I can use here. Oh, AWS code examples repository. That might be easier to do. There we go. So install the packages required by these examples by running the following in a virtual environment. Okay, sure. We do have to do that as well. Okay, prerequisites. AWS account, and you have default account credentials and blah blah. Install the packages. Okay, sure. And then we activate this, and then we just install the requirements. Do I have to wait? Do I have to pull this, or do I have to clone this by any chance? No, this is the AWS docs example. Okay, wait, where the fuck are we? Run the code, Python follow. Oh yeah, it's just a way to read. Oh, okay, I see, yeah. That's the way how you can actually run any of these examples. Okay. But now the question is, oh yeah, I'm interested in the synthesized speech example, which is over here, which is exactly the same code as before. So I just need to have access to the synthesize call, I believe. I think. Oh, polywrapper. Wait, hold up. Is this just oh, it's a class polywrapper, so I can actually include this potentially. Autocorridal exceptions. What? Does it work? Interesting. So do I need to clone this by any chance? I do I get this over? Oh, I just have to probably do pip install poly wrapper or something like that. Can I do this? Let me just quickly check here. Boom, 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 boom. I love the fact that I still get messages over here. Interesting. It just works, baby. It just works. Let me just quickly close this off here for just a second because I just want to see if I can get this working or not. Well, I disconnected. I haven't checked out your pictures yet. I will probably check out the pictures at the end of the stream or once I'm done with the stream because these are probably like private pictures as well. But I hope you had a great time in Auschwitz, even given like the location where you went to as well. Let's go back, boys. Pip install. What was this called again? Poly wrapper, right? Don't know if it's just available like this. Poly wrapper. No, wait. What am I doing? No, I think I know what the issue is. No, I just have to probably like install or pip install AWS or something like that, right? Okay, SDK examples. Or not over here. Okay, yes. And it's this one probably. Now I'm interested in Poly in particular. Poly is not a repository. Which one do I need to go for then? AWS? Thank you, Dr. for the Amino redemption. Very important. I'm gonna need all the luck or all the good faith for the matter to survive here. Oh, Python, wait, hold it. Tools by programming language? Ah, there we go. AWS tools and resources, Python, okay. AWS SDK for Python, and then also the user guide, Boto 3. I've never heard of Boto 3 to begin with. What the fuck? The AWS SDK for Python. Okay, getting started. Assuming, okay, yes. Okay, we can make a virtual environment if we have to. Install Boto 3. Alright, next set up your credentials. So credentials, sure, fair enough. That's what we need to do later down the line. Okay. But I'm interested only in Poly necessary. So do I need to have Boto 3 as well? Probably, because it's part of Boto 3 here. Okay, I see. Poly.clients synthesize speech. Yeah, same idea. Okay, this is the same thing that we had beforehand. Currently thinking. Why am I wait, why is it not working here? Yeah, no, I just need to install Boto 3 then, I guess. So Boto 3, do we have Poly? No, what? Because I'm interested in Poly wrapper. Is Poly wrapper part of this? Python example code Poly. Oh, Amazon Poly code examples for the SDK for Python. Wait, no, it's exactly the same thing as before. Wait, what? Fuck. Not interested in lip sync, however. Oh, Poly developer guide or Poly API reference. Amazon Poly. Okay. You can use Amazon Poly to develop applications that increase engagement and accessibility. Sure. But now we get back to the SDK examples, just like before. Am I blind? What? Feels like my brain cells are lagging here. No, guys, I'm not queso. We have another fucking YouTube message saying I'm queso. I'm not fucking queso, guys. I know I have a hoodie on again, but no, I'm not. I'm not queso, guys. I'm not queso. Not again. Ain't no fucking way, man. Ain't no fucking way. So, wait, how the fuck do we do this here? What is Amazon Poly? First time user. Maybe that's something I need to check here. You're getting started. Okay. When using the SDKs, your request to Amazon Poly automatically sign on authenticated using the credentials you provide. This is the recommended choice for building your application. Sure, that's what I want to do as well. I guess I need to, I need to sign up for AWS, probably. I don't even have an AWS account for that matter. Okay, interesting. We probably have to do that. Oh god, holy fuck, this is actually more complicated than I expected. Interesting. Ah, there we go. To test the Python example code, you need the AWS SDK for Python. So that's this one over here. Okay, so it's a good thing that we have the sample code over here. So we just need to have Boto 3 session, all of that, and wait, there's no way for us to really like. Oh, I have no connection anymore. Hello? 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 Are we back?